Gurubhyo Namaha. This is Muthu Meenakshi from Pon Vidyashram. I welcome everyone to the next session, Class 8 Mathematics. This is a new chapter, Chapter 3, Understanding Quadrilaterals. Children, this will be Part 1, Introduction. Before starting with today's session, as we are going to discuss some topics from geometry, let me add a quote which is related to geometry. Geometry is very interesting part in the branch of mathematics. So I relate, life is like a geometry. You can never assume that anything is true unless you have proved it. Children, I repeat, life is like a geometry. You can never assume that anything is true unless you have proved it. Come on children, let us start our today's session. This is a new chapter. Hope all are doing good. Now the chapter is Understanding Quadrilaterals. Before going to start with quadrilaterals, first we have to discuss few important definitions. So first we shall start with plane surface and plane curves. First, if I want to talk about a plane surface, I think all of you know what is a plane surface. A flat surface like a paper is called as a plane surface. Now we'll see what is a plane curve. So when we get a curve, by joining the number of points without lifting the pencil, then it is called as a plane curve. This plane curve can be further classified into open curve and closed curve. First we will see what is an open curve. If I say the term open curve is a curve where the shape which is not closed by line segments or curve. This type of curve is called as open curve. Next, it is closed curve. The curve which crosses itself is not a simple closed curve. Now we will see the pictures, then you will understand things much better. Next, it is actually a polygon. We will see what is a polygon. A polygon, simple closed curve made up of only line segments, is called as a polygon. So if I say it is a polygon, it should contain line segments. It should be only made of line segments. Look at the figures which I have given here. These are the curves that are called as polygons because everything is having a line segment. These are curves that are not polygons because they are not, the curves in this figure are not closed. So this is not a polygon and this one is a polygon. All these three pictures are called as polygons. We'll move on to the next one. We'll see how to classify a polygon. We can classify polygons based on the number of sides or number of vertices they have. Suppose if the number of sides is 3, then you call that polygon to be a triangle. If it is 4, then it is a quadrilateral. If it is 5, then it is a pentagon. If it is 6, then it is a hexagon. If it is 7, it is a heptagon. If it is 8, it is a octagon. If it is 9, it is a nonagon. If it is 10, it is a decagon. So you can classify the polygons based on the number of sides it has. So our topic is quadrilateral, that is quadrilateral is a figure which has 4 sides. So any 4-sided closed figure is called as a quadrilateral. Now we will see what is called as diagonal. We would have come across this word diagonal. Now we will see the exact geometrical definition for the word diagonal. So a diagonal is nothing but it is a line segment. This line segment will connect two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. So a diagonal is a line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. Let us consider this example. Here PQRS is a rectangle. So we can say here this PR is one of the diagonal and this QS is the other diagonal. So if I say a diagonal, see the vertex P and vertex R are Non-consecutive. Children, what do you mean by the word non-consecutive? If I say P, the next one is Q. This is consecutive vertex. If I say P and R, it is the non-consecutive vertex. So in this figure, PR and QS and this QS are called as the diagonals. So similarly, you can see for the other two figures. So to conclude, a diagonal is nothing but the line segment which is connecting two non-consecutive vertices of the polygon. So now you understood what is a polygon, what is an open curve, what is a closed curve, how can you classify polygons based on the number of sides, and you also understood the term diagonal. Now we'll move on to the next one. Next it is interior and exterior angle. The name itself gives you the definition for interior and exterior angle. If I say exterior angle, see where the angle is formed. This is called as your exterior angle, that is on the outside of the given figure. Now it is interior angle. See the angle it is formed inside the figure. So these are examples for interior and exterior angles. Now we will see what is convex and concave polygons. So convex and concave polygons. These are some of the examples for convex polygons and these are some of the examples for concave polygons. See the pentagon. So you know what is a pentagon now. A pentagon is a five-sided figure, right? So in the pentagon also, this figure is example for convex polygon. This figure is example for concave polygon. In hexagon also, it is an example of concave polygon. The figure which I have given here, that is octagon. Octagon means 8-sided figure. That is an example of convex polygon. Now we will see what is an irregular and regular polygon. So first it is regular. A regular polygon is both equiangular and equilateral. Before continuing with this one, you should know what is equiangular and equilateral. If I say the word equi meaning equal, angular means it is angle. So if I say it is equiangular, all the three angles or how many ever angles it is there, everything should be equal. So all the given angles, if they are equal, then it is called as equiangular. Then come to the next term, that is equilateral. If I say equilateral, again the meaning for the word equi means equal, lateral means sides. So equiangular means all equal angles and equilateral means all equal sides. So if I say it is a regular polygon will be both equiangular and equilateral. For example, if you take a square, in square all the four sides are equal, all the four angles are also equal. No, yes or no? So a square has sides of equal length and angles of equal measure. So we are calling it to be regular polygon because all the four sides in square is of same length and all the four angles of square will be 90 degree. So square, you can take the square as the example for regular polygon. Now you take about the rectangle. If you consider a rectangle is equiangular but not equilateral. Why children? In a rectangle, all the four angles will be 90 degree. So it is equiangular. It is not equilateral because in a rectangle, if you take a rectangle, what you can talk about a rectangle? In a rectangle, the two length are equal, the two breadth are equal, but all the four are not equal. So a rectangle is equiangular but not equilateral. Now you can tell me by yourself, is rectangle a regular polygon? Find it out children. And similarly, is an equilateral triangle regular polygon? If you are going to say why, we have to know the reason. Find out this one and keep it ready. We will discuss in the next session. So I think now all of you understood what is a regular polygon. So a regular polygon is both equiangular and equilateral. One of the best example for regular polygon is square. Now we will move on to the next session. Next slide. Then it is angle sum property. So you know what is angle sum property. The sum of all the interior angles of the polygon remains the same according to the number of sides regardless of the shape of the polygon. The sum of interior angle of a polygon can be given by the formula It is very important formula, children. That is n minus 2 into 180, where n is equal to number of sides of the polygon. So, for finding out the interior angle, you can use this formula. How can you calculate the interior angle? The sum of interior angles of a polygon is given by the formula n minus 2 into 180. This n is nothing but the number of sides of the polygon. Now it is interior angle. So interior angle in the regular polygon. First we will take the equilateral triangle. The sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay. If it is equilateral triangle, all three angles will be of same measurement. So 60 plus 60 plus 60, that is 180. Now the sum of angle sum property of a square is 360 degree, because each angle of a square is 90 degree. Similarly, for pentagon it is 540, for hexagon it is 720, for heptagon it is 900, for octagon it is 1080. Now we have discussed the angles for each and every figure, that is for triangle, square means that is for quadrilateral, for pentagon, hexagon, heptagon and octagon. Now some of the measures of exterior angle. We have discussed about interior angle. Now we are going to discuss about exterior angle. So sum of exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degree. Now look at this figure. In this figure, angle x, y and z all are exterior angles. The exterior angle of a regular polygon is given by the relation 360 by n. Here also n means it is the number of sides. So I have given the formula for interior angle. I have also mentioned you the formula for exterior angle. Now these are some of the important formulas. Sum of interior angles of a polygon is equal to n minus 2 into 180. One interior angle of regular polygon, that is equal to n minus 2 into 180 by n. Sum of exterior angles of a polygon is equal to 360 degree. One of the exterior angle of the polygon can be calculated by the formula 360 by n. So the formula for exterior angle is 360 by n, and for interior angle is n minus 2 into 180. Now only we have entered the important topic, that is our topic. So what is the name of the chapter, children? It is understanding quadrilaterals. So before coming to the topic of quadrilateral, see what all we have discussed. All these are important terms that you should be very clear. Only with that you can understand what is a quadrilateral, what are different types of quadrilateral, and what are the properties of quadrilateral. In this introduction also, I have given you only one part of introduction. Okay, I'm going to cover the properties of the quadrilaterals, which I have mentioned here in the next part. So be very clear what all we have discussed. First, it is a plane curve, plane surface, open curve, closed curve, polygon, then concave polygon, convex polygon. How will you classify the polygon? What is a diagonal? Then finally angle sum property, then exterior angle, then interior angle. After completing all these, now we are entering into our chapter, that is quadrilateral. So as soon as I say quadrilateral, what comes into your mind? A quadrilateral is a four-sided closed figure. All the important shapes which you are familiar will be coming under quadrilaterals. Triangle means it is of three sides. So forget triangle. When I talk about quadrilateral, it is a four-sided closed figure. So these are all the different types of quadrilateral. The one of the most common shape, even from your KGs, you will be learning about this. That is rectangle and square. So rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezoid or trapezium, kite. All these are different types of quadrilaterals. Children, as soon as I say quadrilateral, I have explained you what is a quadrilateral, what are the different types of quadrilaterals. For each of these quadrilateral, you have different properties. So we will discuss the properties of quadrilaterals in the next session. To conclude, without geometry, life is pointless. As it is a geometry part, I am relating the code with geometry. Thank you, children.